There's a new government rule that's about to change how every single smartphone in India works. And you guessed it, it's kicking off a huge debate between security and your personal privacy. So let's break down what this all means for you. I want you to just imagine this for a second. You get a brand new phone, you're unboxing it, and there's a government app already sitting there. You try to get rid of it, but you can't. It's permanent. Now, this isn't some what-if scenario. This is the new reality thanks to a mandate from the Indian government that affects all smartphone companies.
Okay, so what is actually happening here? Well, the government has sent out a confidential order to all the big smartphone brands. We're talking Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi, you name it, and it's about to fundamentally change what comes standard on your phone.
And this rule is no joke. It's incredibly thorough. First, every new phone sold in India has to come with the government Sanchar Saathi app pre-installed. And here's the kicker, it has to be undeletable. Already got a phone? Don't worry, you're not left out. It's coming in a future software update. And the companies? They've only got 90 days to make all this happen.
This, of course, brings up a really big question. Why? I mean, why is the government making such a huge move? Well, according to them, it all comes down to fighting a massive and growing problem, cybercrime.
So what is this Sanchar Saathi app anyway? Officially, it's a cybersecurity tool for telecommunications. It was actually developed by the Ministry of Communication to be a kind of digital shield for citizens against, all the scams, phone thefts, and fraudulent SIM card schemes that are just running rampant.
And the app does have some pretty powerful features. Let's say your phone gets stolen. You can use its unique IMEI number to block it completely, making it pretty much a paperweight for the thief. You can also quickly check if scammers have opened up phone lines using your name and report them right then and there. It's really designed to be a one-stop shop for your digital safety.
So here's the main takeaway from the government side. They don't just see this as a handy tool. They see it as an essential national security measure. They're basically positioning Sanchar Saathi as the ultimate weapon against everything from those sophisticated digital scams to the huge problem of phone theft and IMEI cloning. And they say they've got the numbers to prove it works. Since the app was first launched, the government claims it's helped get back over 700,000 stolen phones. Not only that, but it's been used to block millions of fake SIM connections. So from their point of view, making it mandatory just means everyone gets access to this powerful protection.
But that's only one half of the equation. For every argument about security, there are privacy advocates raising some very loud, very serious alarm bells about potential surveillance.
And this, right here, is the question at the absolute core of this whole debate. When you have a government app on your phone that you literally cannot delete, what information is it collecting? And maybe more importantly, who holds the keys to all that data?
For the app to do its job, it needs access to some pretty sensitive info. We're talking about your phone's unique IMEI number, details of all the SIM cards that are registered to your name, and of course, any fraud reports you submit. And while that's necessary for the app to work, it also means there's a centralized government portal that holds a direct line between your identity and your device.
So here we are at the central conflict. The government is saying this is all about protecting you, but critics are firing back, arguing that a mandatory, undeletable app with this kind of access could very easily be turned into a tool for surveillance. It basically jumps right over the whole concept of user consent.
And as cybersecurity expert Kinesh Gore puts it, the problem isn't just the app itself, but how this whole thing was rolled out. Instead of a public discussion, it was a quiet, behind-the-scenes directive. And that lack of transparency, that's what's really fueling a lot of these concerns.
And these are the questions that experts are demanding answers for. Who exactly inside the government can see this data? Are there any real safeguards to stop it from being misused? And how does this even align with India's own data protection laws? Without clear answers, the suspicion is just going to keep on growing.
All right, so how is this all going to play out with the big tech companies? And more importantly, what does this mean for your control over the device that's in your pocket right now?
The reaction from the industry could be split right down the middle. For Android phone makers, like Samsung and Xiaomi, complying with this is technically pretty simple. But for Apple, well, that's a whole different ballgame. They have a long history of pushing back against government demands for pre-installed apps, and their whole operating system is designed to prevent this kind of thing. We might just see them challenge this, or at least try to negotiate.
But at the end of the day, this is about more than just technical issues. It really hits at the core idea of ownership and autonomy. Your phone is your personal space, right? So the real question becomes, should anyone, even the government, have the right to permanently decide what's on it without your permission?
So let's just sum this whole thing up. The government sees this app as an absolutely critical tool for national security and for preventing fraud. On the flip side, critics see a potential surveillance tool that chips away at a user's control, all pushed through without any public discussion. It's two completely different ways of looking at the exact same situation.
And that brings us to the final question that's just kind of hanging in the air. Is the Sanchar Saathi app a necessary shield in a world that's getting more and more dangerous online? Or is it a step too far? A kind of digital overreach where we trade our privacy for a promise of security?
Honestly, there's no easy answer here, and that's exactly why we want to know what you think. Where do you land on this? What's the right balance in your eyes? Go ahead and drop your thoughts down in the comments below.
If this explainer helped you get a better grip on this pretty complex issue, do us a quick favor and hit that like button. Share it with someone you think needs to see it, and of course, subscribe for more deep dives into the topics that really matter. Thanks so much for watching.